Hello, everyone. Oh my goodness. So I was caught off guard then. I was going to hand over to Fiona. Today we're going to be chatting gratitude and practices and things that you may be able to do to help with that, or the benefits to having a gratitude practice. And so this is Fee's little thing. So I'm going to hand it over to her and she can sort of guide us through this.
Yeah, Rach, I'm so excited to be talking about the gratitude practice because for me, this is like one of the game changers over the last sort of 18 months, couple of
Mhm.
years. I feel like it's such a powerful part of the process to evolve and change, and such an important part of like shifting our focus to what we do want rather than focusing on those things that we don't want. So yeah, so I guess there's a few different ways you can do the gratitude practice. Like it could be affirmations, but there's
Mhm.
also a practice that I like to use which is really embodying the frequency of gratitude. So I just wanted to have a chat about that today.
Okay, so how does one embody the frequency of gratitude?
Well, initially when I started this, I had my mala beads. Are they mala
Yeah,
beads?
yeah,
You know,
yeah,
the
yeah. Yep.
yeah. And I would go through and do my little gratitude, thank you for this and thank you for
Yeah.
that, and go through the whole beads. And that was really good because I feel like that just shifts your perspective, and can change some of those neural pathways. We've been talking about those as
Mhm.
well. Just to more of a positive view on things, to really focus back on the good things in life. So that was helpful.
Yeah.
However, what I now do is it's more of an embodiment of the energy.
Ooh,
Um,
okay.
so when we think of something that we're really grateful for,
Yeah.
like we just sit and we feel it within our body. So that we have to feel it on a physical level. And I think we're supposed to hold it for 17 seconds at least to up to a minute. And if we just do that a few times a week, things can really shift and change and open up for us.
Awesome. It sounds a little bit like I've done some, manifesting work and whatever, and it seems a very similar practice to that. So it's like just because we're here right now, that's not what we focus on. We focus on what it is we're wanting to create and manifest in our life. So it's like really embodying that and getting specific with it as well.
And I guess with manifesting, it's like feeling like it's already happened. It's like,
Yes, yeah.
yeah, but even just, sometimes we can find like, things aren't going terribly great for us. It's hard to
Yeah.
find something to feel grateful for. So it might be just thinking about your child and just
Mm,
holding their energy or a vision of them as you like really tap into. For me, it's in the sacral area where you just feel like this immense gratitude for having that little person. Mine aren't so little anymore, but just that
yeah.
just feeling that, embodying that love and just really connecting with that energy. It
Yeah.
doesn't even really matter so much what it is. It's just really bringing that energy into your body and just really resonating at that frequency for around a minute. So,
Oh, I'm sure we can all manage a minute. I know a lot of people recommend like a gratitude journal or, um, you know, having three things they're grateful for before they even start their day. Um,
mm,
I'm really terrible at practices like that. I don't know. I just sort of hit the ground running. So I find it difficult to do that type of thing. But I know you're pretty good at having routines and rituals and things.
yeah.
Do you have
Look,
a journal?
yeah, I do journal most mornings. I do.
Yeah.
I usually pull my cards and journal, and it's just incredible the messages that come through. But like, I feel like, that consistency, like as long as we're not using those rituals or whatever as another dogma,
Yeah.
Rach, because
Okay. Yeah.
if you miss a meditation or you miss a journal, like that's okay. Like it's just doing it when you remember to do it. And a really simple thing to do as well is at nighttime, I usually call my energy back. and send any energy back that doesn't belong to me. And then I'm like, go through and think about what went well for me during the day, what worked. So it's just shifting the focus, because we all do tend to, like, if we've got a lot of good things in our life, it's that one thing that we tend to focus on sometimes. And it's like just shifting the perspective back to, like,
all the
what
other
we
things that
focus
are
on,
great. Yeah.
what we focus on is what we get more of in our life. So
there you go. It was interesting when you were saying about not doing it all the time, because I'm someone who doesn't do it all the time. However, when I do do a bit of journaling or gratitude work, it's pretty potent, because it does come through. It's like, whoa, this is crazy. But yeah, it's interesting. Yeah. And so obviously, what we're saying is it doesn't have to be something that you do every day, and it's okay if you do it, whenever. It's trial and error on what suits you. It's
no right and wrong. You could do this at the traffic lights. Just sit and go, and we all have, like, really, if we live in Australia, we've got a lot to be grateful for. Like, we've got a roof over our head, and also too, this is a really good one with, like, if you're getting anxious or worried about things, like really tapping back into your body and going, is at this moment, have I got whatever you're worried about? Yes. So it just really brings it back into perspective, rather than worrying about, like, the future or the past. It just really, it's a good way to bring you back into that mindfulness of being in the present moment. Like, at the moment, does Rachel have enough food? Yep. She's got a comfortable house. She's healthy. It just really brings it all back into perspective.
She's ordered a most delicious laksa for lunch. Okay. So, and what I liked about that was we always say bring everything back to our body, because we've lost the art of communicating, our body communicating with us. Okay, so our body's there to tell us what's good, what's wrong, that sort of. So you said about being anxious about something and getting mindful and getting into your body in that moment. It's like they say that when we're experiencing anxiety, it's because we're thinking too far ahead. Or if we're getting depressed, it's because we're going back. We're thinking about what's happened in the past. So by being in the moment and being grateful for whatever we have right here, right now, that's going to be just, I don't think enough of us really do that, because
the only reality we're experiencing is right here, right now, you and I, Rach. Like, this is the present, and it's a present. Yes. But how much time do we actually spend in the present, like just in the moment?
Yeah, not many, because we're always, I can only speak for me. I tend to be multitasking, doing multiple things at a time. And, so in that respect, yeah, I'm not in the present a lot. I'm doing something, but I'm thinking of something else. I'm thinking of something and doing something else. So, therefore, I'm not really in that moment, because I'm not fully embodied in it. I'm not being there. I'm not just being there. Mind, body, and soul. Yeah.
Yeah, isn't that interesting? I think most people aren't living in the present.
Yeah.
I feel like we're being conditioned to be in the past or the future, but the magic is right now, here in the moment. So, and this is where we create from, is in the moment. So it's really important and I think even if we just manage to get this, like, trial and do a couple of minutes each day, like, it can have that profound impact over a long period of time. So, just talking about this has gotten me a bit excited about, like, really trying to do this a bit more, right? Like, just you have to be my gatekeeper for this. Like,
I can be your accountability buddy. No problem.
That was what I was thinking.
It's interesting, because really it's about from what you've said, you know, the gratitude is about reflecting on what's actually good in your life, right? And being grateful for that, and being able to express that in some way. Now, you know, my whole journey started with my candles, because I could see that people were so busy being busy, they didn't give themselves time to reflect. And it was like, you know, people are going to stay in this loop of doing the same thing over and over if they don't actually take time to sit and go, okay, what's working in my life right now? And or what's not working, and what do I need to do to change it? And that's really interesting.
So profound. Like that, I'm just sitting here going, oh, okay, righto. So everything comes back to the present moment. And that's where the power is, to break that loop, to make the change, to step out of our comfort zone, to really know which direction. It's all about really knuckling down to that present moment.
Yeah. But sometimes the thought of having to make any changes is so overwhelming that we just keep ourselves in that loop.
The busy, you know, and there's such a worship of the grind, isn't there? Like,
yeah, billion% there is.
It's something that I've had to work on, because it's like your self-worth equates to what you're doing, what you're achieving, you know?
Even this is really going to go sort of off topic a little bit, but I was with some like-minded friends, and you know, we had to introduce ourselves and tell everyone who we were, and I went, oh, okay, without sounding like, you know, a pompous person. I'm like, I'm an amazing person. I was like, I'm not the things that I do, this is who I am. But I've had to really reflect on that a little more and go, I am a child of the universe, and I was born to make an impact. Like, I really needed to expand on that and go, not only am I a really great person, but I was born for a reason, and that reason was to really impact this world. And that's huge. Like, that's a lot of bloody responsibility.
Interesting. And 10 years ago, if someone said, who are you?
Oh my God.
What would you have said?
I would have told them all the things that I did. I would be a mother. I would be a daughter, a partner. Like, I would be all the roles that I play. You know, that would be how I would have introduced myself, because, you know, 10 years ago, I had only pretty much just started my journey of that self-discovery. I was so disconnected from who I was that I didn't know where to start. So I wouldn't have been able to answer that question in a deep, profound way. It was just I am all these roles that I play.
It's all the external. It's all we're doing. And I feel like this is the energy we're moving into. It's about the being. Like, our purpose is just who we're being rather than the doing. And, you know, think about it. We're born into this world with self-worth as little tiny babies. They're not doing anything. They're just being unapologetically themselves. And it's about really tapping back into the being of the person rather than the doing. It sounds so simple, but it's quite profound, and there's so many layers to that, Rach, that we could probably talk for hours on.
I'm really grateful for the fact that, you know, I was able to give that answer too. That was only like last week. And I'm like, okay, but even in giving that answer, I knew I had to dig deeper as to, you know, what it was and who I was. And so that was quite, yeah, it was like, okay. And even the wording, like, you know, I know we're all, you know, part of God, but I feel that religion for me has really tainted that. So that's why I've used the term universe, because, you know, we're all an energy. We're all part of the universal energy. So that was where I had to get comfortable with, and I was like, you know, I'm a child of the universe, and I was born to make an impact. So And the more I say it, the more I have to believe it. Yeah.
Yeah, that's beautiful, Rach.
Mm. So I'm grateful for lots of things that have brought me to this moment. Yeah.
Mm, absolutely. And you know what? Probably grateful for some of the harder times as well. Like that's that I tell you what, that's real
Yeah.
gratitude practice when you can
It
start going,
is.
I'm grateful for this shitty experience because it's brought me to where I am today. Like, and
Oh
that
my God.
experience is a redirection. And that's that when you can get really we're talking about the silver lining, when you can get really silver lining about those experiences, oh, that's where you can make some real shifts and changes.
That brings me up. That brings the story up. You probably don't even remember, but when I moved back to Parks, and you're like my circumstances at the time, and you're like, Rach, how do you keep doing this? And and I went to you because I was conditioned to do it, and I can get through anything. Like, my ex-husband's made me resilient. So,
Mm,
not it was like I was able to be resilient because of what I had been through. That's how I
mm,
got through. That's how I was
mm,
able to move forward and do what I
mm.
had to do.
Yeah, yeah. And you know what doesn't kill you makes you stronger. It's like, well, if
Yeah,
I can do that and I've
yeah,
dealt with that for how many years,
yeah,
this is a piece of cake. Like
yeah,
Rach can do anything.
yeah. Exactly, exactly.
And I think it's like tapping back into those moments too, isn't it, Rach? When you go, and this is like seeing how far you've come, you're like, well, if I can do that,
Yeah.
then why am I worrying about this?
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's
Putting
just,
things
yeah,
into a perspective, for
perspective.
sure.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, so would you like to pull a card for
Oh,
this week of gratitude?
I wonder what's going to come up.
I don't know. I'm excited to find out.
I'm just excited to see what wants to.
We haven't done a card for a while, so
Okay. Oh, this card keeps popping up, and this is always a card. I'm like, the Knight of Cups, and this is he's saying follow your what like that thing that you're intuitively driven,
mm,
that makes you emotionally balanced and
mm.
happy, the romance, the fun, like that's where you need to take action and follow that part of your life.
Oh, so maybe this card has come up because we're not actually giving ourselves that sort of love that we need, the
Mm,
fun, and maybe the gratitude in this is it's been a light has been shone on that area where we haven't been giving it enough attention.
mm. I just think like that new romance that where everything seems a little bit
Mm-hmm.
brighter, a little bit
Mm-hmm.
shinier. Maybe that's the energy we really need to tap into and bring into our
Mm.
life in the present. Like that, why wait for the external situation? Let's like focus and create the internal situation.
Mm. Yeah,
Like,
perfect.
when we can
Yeah.
get our emotions and doesn't matter what's going on here, if we can really just tap into those inner emotions and bring those situations and embody that feeling and be grateful.
Love it. Well, I hope everyone has enjoyed this real roller coaster ride of gratitude because we've been all over the place. We've been zip
Yeah.
zap around the corner, off the cliff.
I think it was a fairly like we just broadened that topic right out, Rach. We
We
went to
did, we
manifesting to
did,
gratitude to like embodiment and being and
but they're not just one thing, they're all of those things. So this is the
not
thing.
mutually
Yeah,
exclusive.
we can't just really go, oh, it's just gratitude, or it's just manifesting, or it's embodiment. It's really a practice of all of those things together that really helps us to create the life that we want to create. And
Mm,
but there's so many different elements to it. So what we wanted to sort of highlight today was the gratitude, but just find the silver lining in any situation. And as hard as it can be, I've been seeing a lot coming up in reels of late. It's like, even if you're just grateful for the fact that you get to wake up today, and if that's all you achieve, then that's something to be grateful for.
Be grateful for your breath. And when you
Mm.
wake up, go, today's going to be a great day. Today's going to be a great day. Today's going to,
Yeah.
and just if you just keep that little practice up, have a play with it.
Yeah.
And all this stuff that we've dropped a lot of ideas, like just have a play and find out
Yeah.
what potentially is going to work for you and
And if something's resonated, try it. If something hasn't, leave it,
let
you
it
know?
go.
Yeah,
Yep,
yeah. There's no
absolutely.
right or wrong. It's all about just trial and error. All right,
Absolutely.
everyone. Thanks for joining us. Until next time. Bye for now.
Bye.